Thanks for tuning in to another Techstination interview. With us are Dr. Shanika Hope, U.S. Head of the Amazon Future Engineer Program, and Dr. Roxanne Moore, Senior Research Engineer at Georgia Tech. And what we're talking about is a new education initiative called Your Voice is Power, aimed at middle and high school students and teachers, looking at the importance of racial equity while learning coding through music. Boy, sounds like an interesting combination here. Shanika, why don't you start out telling us about this collaboration and what it all means?
Absolutely. This is really an opportunity to allow students in a creative way through our new Your Voice is Power initiative to examine racial equity. Again, this initiative is really focused on targeting middle and high school students. And what we're intending to do through this program is to teach kids to learn coding through music, remixing Pharrell's song Entrepreneur, which is a natural fit for this initiative because it's a celebration of Black culture. This program has two parts, curriculum and a competition. For the curriculum, we've created teacher lesson plans that both teach coding and kickstart meaningful conversations with students about the importance of racial justice. For the competition, we encourage students to share their own voices by creating original remixes of Pharrell's song and entering into the Your Voice is Power competition. We believe that these components together will spark really meaningful dialogue that's focused on important issues that our world is facing today, while also equipping students with those critical computer science skills to help grow the next generation of change makers.
Well, it sounds interesting. How does remixing a song teach coding? Roxanne, do you want to take that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So there are basic computational constructs that apply to music, right? So if you think about repeating a measure of music, what you're really doing is looping. If you're thinking about, and sometimes I want to change a song, right? So that's called a conditional. If it's the fourth measure of the song, I want to play this track instead of this other one. So EarSketch was designed at Georgia Tech to bring together music in a really authentic way, really cool music like Pharrell's song Entrepreneur, and these computing constructs, right, that might otherwise sound kind of dry to middle and high school audiences.
Now, we've been hearing for years, Roxanne, about the various efforts with STEM and STEAM to encourage young people to get more involved in math, engineering, science, technology. So are you seeing any impact from that yet? And why is this effort important to you and Georgia Tech?
That's a really great question. So at Georgia Tech, we take our research seriously. So when we came up with the idea for EarSketch, we've also put it to the test. And more than a dozen studies have showed that engaging students in coding through music helps increase their interest and intention to persist in computing. So now we have the opportunity to amplify this effect by embedding EarSketch in a really cool curriculum, partnering with Amazon, partnering with Pharrell, and bringing that opportunity to a lot more students and hopefully in a lot more underrepresented and underserved communities.
Well, Shanika, you can tell us how this program involving computer science and music can help when it comes to racial justice and equity.
As a former teacher and principal, I know firsthand the power of the creative and hands-on and real world. And what this partnership allows to happen for both students and teachers is it creates the space for them to have these conversations while also teaching kids those critical computer science skills. We're already hearing from teachers and students who love this program. They think that the subject matter is timely and relevant. They find the coding curriculum really critical. And students love working with Pharrell's music. As Roxanne indicated, students are really going to dig into what it means to use Python computer code to remix and to change music. And so this partnership with Pharrell is really just the start. Our Amazon Music team is working to add even more great artists to this program so that students can continue these important conversations while also continuing to learn to code with music.
Well, it sounds like an interesting strategy because I suppose if you talk to a lot of young people and ask them about, are you considering a career in coding, for instance, they'd say, well, that's boring. I'm going to be sitting at a desk and looking at a computer screen all day, every day. Are you combating that image with the effort to bring music into the picture here? I'll let you both answer that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to combat that image. And I think something to bear in mind is that whether or not students formally become computer scientists after engaging in a program like this, what we're also looking at is a society that's computationally literate, because algorithms and artificial intelligence and computing is so ubiquitous now, even outside of computer science proper. Even in my home discipline of mechanical engineering, a certain amount of computing knowledge is expected. And even artists, like musicians, are using a certain amount of coding to create new works or to create new instruments. So it's really important to bear in mind that we want a diverse coding group that can create these algorithms that run our lives, because otherwise people are being written out of the narrative.
And one of the really powerful parts about the program is that students are actually going to be exposed to career opportunities in this space. And they're actually going to meet professionals and who are individuals of color who are in these roles, like the audio engineer or various entrepreneurs or the music technologist. And so that's an important part of this initiative, is that we also want to help students to see themselves in these types of careers.
Well, the nitty-gritty here, how do young people and their schools and teachers get involved?
Absolutely. We invite all students, teachers, and parents to check out our website, AmazonFutureEngineer.com, to learn more about the Your Voice is Power competition, and also to learn about some of the other programs that Amazon has available to inspire students to learn more about computer science. And
Pharrell and his nonprofit, as you've mentioned, are involved in this too. Can you describe that a little bit more?
Absolutely. So Pharrell has a nonprofit foundation called Yellow. This is a foundation that started in 2019, and the focus of his foundation is really about uplifting and focus on equity and justice, racial justice as well. And so the foundation works specifically in the education space with a focus on creating creative outlets for students to examine the topic of racial justice, while also examining entrepreneur opportunities. So he's working hard to connect entrepreneurship as well as addressing the equity conundrum with students.
And just a little bit about the competition going on. This is going to be taking place until the beginning of June?
That's correct. We actually have 2 submission deadlines, one in March and one in June. So there's plenty of time to get involved, and you can even enter in both cycles.
And what are the prizes? What will students be competing for?
So students and teachers can visit the Amazon Future Engineer website to get all of those details, the full list of the rules, the prizes, the guidelines, and all of the curriculum and resources that are available there. So we encourage teachers and students to check out our website.
Terrific. The site again is AmazonFutureEngineer.com. Dr. Shanika Hope and Dr. Roxanne Moore, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Now this. It takes a lot of listening to build a better radio, and that's just what the folks at C. Crane have done. Bob Crane and his crew, nestled among the rivers and tallest trees in the world in Fortuna, California, have made a habit of listening to their customers. And that's just what they've done in building the CC Skywave SSB, the Swiss Army knife of portable radios. For everyday listening to AM or FM in the yard or patio or on the nightstand, without having to drain a mobile phone battery, it's a great companion. But it is also a companion equipped for NOAA weather information and alerts that can be life-saving. You can listen to FEMA and Coast Guard transmissions too. Beyond all of that, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world. It's compact, easy to take with you, and built to last. The CC Skywave SSB. Click on the link at Techstination.com.